we are live. All right, great goodies. Thank you for being the first one back. I appreciate you greatly. Ran into some technical difficulties there. Had to contact the people, the Spectrum people that supplies our internet, whatnot. This is becoming a regular problem now. They suck. They seriously suck. If I was somebody who was to promote for Spectrum, I would tell everybody that Spectrum sucks dearly. The most crappiest internet service ever. But we're back. All right. Say everything not really good, glitters as gold and all these things. You would think that this is why I tell a lot of people say, forget about the old time stuff that you think about Jamaica because all stuff like this now. This would be like something, oh, them have good internet of foreign, and in a Jamaica, we don't have such a good internet and all these things. All these things is the most crappiest service I've ever had anywhere. Jamaica has the best internet service for me. When I'm there in Jamaica, I get good internet. When I'm here in the States, as you can see, the internet broke down all the time. Elaine Brown, big up yourself. Thank you for being here, family. Yeah, so we just get cut off and we're back. And now we're narrowed down to two topics. And we have an hour to play with these two topics. So that's what we're going to do. All right, we're just wait for the people then to come back in. So what happened earlier was I could not, first of all, I had to call Spectrum. And then Spectrum is like, we will restart your system from our location. Is that okay? So once they restarted it, it locked me out of the live, but I could still see everybody on there waiting. Mr. Jada, Rush Jada had me laughing so hard. Rush Jada said, SouFLo, when they wait faithfully like side chicks. Rush Jada is a joke. Yo, but I was trying to put in a message. I couldn't get the message in. And then, yeah, so they wouldn't let me end the live. And in order to start a new live, I had to end this live. I couldn't end this live. I had no control of it. So I had to just watch it go live and just be there. I can't take it off my channel. I just have to watch it until them decide to end it. So once they ended it, I was able to start this one. Back at it again. Let's Watch TV. We're there. All right. I will not waste no time neither. I think we already have enough people in here to go. Who are gonna miss it? I'm gonna miss it. As you can see by the icon for this one, because while them did do all that, I was building an icon. The icon for this one has squash on one side and Donald Trump on the other side. We're gonna start out with the squash first. All right, because a lot of people came to hear that talk this morning. So we're gonna start out with that first. Then we're gonna get into the Donald Trump tariffs and Wagwan Dessa next. LOL, not the side chicks. Yeah, Rash Jada. Rash Jada says, SouFLo, we here waiting patiently like side chicks. But just over here laugh. I couldn't get into share the laughter rotted. Not gonna lie, we have good internet service here in the UK. British Jamaican girl. British Jamaican girl, they might have good internet service here in the US, but I don't have it. I'm in Florida, and my part of Florida, I have Spectrum, and Spectrum is garbage, straight garbage. Cuts out in the middle of your live, do what them want to do. Sometimes I'm like, did I pay the bill? They cut me off because I didn't pay the bill or what? But our bill is set at automatic pay. So them automatically take out the money every month. I guess them I get too comfortable, I think we should start paying them as we feel like it. Because, boy, they're just getting too comfort. Starlink. Let me write that down. That's Elon Musk stuff. I've heard about it. I don't think it's available here. Starlink. Next thing I know, all my personal information and my biometrics and everything gone in this man. Something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Spectrum sucks. Debbie Jervis TV is verifying that Spectrum sucks. If you're anybody out there who works for Spectrum, you suck too. But I understand you have to pay your bills. So you work for a sucky company and you suck. And your company sucks. I just, I cut out the poor people them. I drop me and make here. Go and go make your money and pay your bills, my friend. Me know it go already. We know it go already. You have to take them thing here and make joke and just laugh about them, you know? Hiccups in life, I know nothing serious. I know nothing serious. Somebody out there is crying this morning because for them life completely turned upside down. So we're gonna laugh through these things and just try to keep it jovial and keep going. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yes, so for you does not have no contact.
Huh?
You does not have no contest.
Comcast?
Yeah.
No.
How about they get to you, boss?
We only have Spectrum. We have Spectrum and we have AT&T. That's it.
Okay, go AT&T. AT&T much better.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try something else. Definitely, because this Spectrum thing is not it.
No, it's not.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
Have a
family.
nice weekend now.
Yeah, you too now.
Okay, bye.
All right. All right. Let's get into the talk. See? So, don't go nowhere near Scamcast. Not Comcast. What is the name? Comcast? Somebody said don't go nowhere near Scamcast. Okay, you're wondering if you should change network provider? No, I'm not wondering if I should change network provider. I know I should change network providers. I just don't have another network provider available to change to. But come here, like the people that are Jamaica with JPS, them don't have no other choice. I just JPS. So we just stuck at JPS. Even when JPS are ram way out like ram goat, we just stuck at JPS. See? So it's the same thing for me here. I'm just stuck with Spectrum and their crappy service until I can get better service. Until some, but I'm gonna go look up this Starlink something because I heard about it. I don't know if it reached this area yet. I just got back in the chat. Was it your internet the problem? Jay Barrett? Yes, it was. It was my internet. Is JPSR Solar. British Jamaican girl is JPSR Solar. Our lampshade. JPSR Solar, our lampshade. And Kango. JPS colonize and capitalize a whole heap of faith. I wonder if she have Jamaican blood. Rash Jada, big up yourself. T-Mobile internet is good too. Nah, I must stay far from T-Mobile, boy. T-Mobile back in the day, I got a portable internet box from T-Mobile. Cause me I travel. So I said me I go travel. While I'm traveling, I could still do lives. Me don't know what happened. T-Mobile cut off my unlimited internet travel something within the first week of me having it. So I went into one of their locations. I was like, what happened? I thought I had unlimited. They say, yeah, but you exceeded the amount of bandwidth you should have for a month in the 1 week that you had it. I was like, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. So me tell them, say, me don't want it no more, right? Cause it's not gonna serve my purpose. And I left. Me give them device, you know. Next thing me know, a couple months later, something came in the mail that 1,000 and something dollars is on my credit because I disconnected the service, broke the contract. Hello? I'm doing good. I'm in the middle of something, but I can make it quick. Yes, absolutely. Tuesday morning at 8. His sister, my daughter, goes to school at 9. So 9:30 on Tuesday sounds good. All righty, see you then. Bye bye. 9:30 Tuesday. All right. Let's see how that goes. So you know what that mean already. That mean there won't be no live on Tuesday. I can tell you that right now. So that was Kai's school. So a little bit about that. For those of you who have children here, man, black children, please be an advocate for your children and stay on top of how the school system is testing them and grading them and all that. Kai have a progress report come home, right? A testing report. And they tested Kai and Milani. Well, they put Milani below average. So then I try to say your child is below average intelligence. And y'all seen her. She's 4 years old, right? And when we do stuff with her, like she's able to recognize all her numbers and letters and all these other things. Them claims that she's not able to do those things. Funny. Kai paperwork now says Kai is at a beginner's level reading. When we see the papers that them sent home, I looked at it. I said they can't be talking about the same child. Like he's at a beginner's level reading, but he is not able to XYZ, like all the stuff that Kai been able to do since he was like 4 years old. One of the prideful things about us where Kai is concerned is that everybody that runs into this little kid is amazed at how good he is at reading. And Kai doesn't read like picnic book, like baby book, little 3 words and them kind of something that Kai reads any material you give him. I could pick up a grown person's novel and give it to him and he will read it. Dysfunctional, physical dysfunction, practice skills for occupational therapy, etc., etc. And he is 6. So when they send home a report that he is at a beginner's level for reading, that pissed me the hell off. I went over there yesterday. I asked them, I need to speak to his teacher, having some issues with him and whatnot. So the teacher tell me something, I need to set up a conference with the principal because he's in the wrong grade and all that. We were homeschooling Kai before school. We didn't know that in the state of Florida, a child they have to go through kindergarten before anything else, before they could enter into the school system. We didn't know that. So we kept Kai at home as long as we could, schooling him. Now, when school started and we put him in school this year, uh, we're expecting him to go to first grade, right? They put him in kindergarten. So every day Kai comes home now, did you learn anything new today? He's like, nah, because whatever they're teaching, I already know it. So what do you do today? Play. So that him go school go do every day is play. Eat lunch and play. That's it. He's not learning anything up to his level. So I was talking to them about that, and I was saying he's in the wrong grade. Here, what the lady I got tell me now said, I don't see a problem with it because we did say that he tested very high, and you could recommend him for gifted. I said I don't want to have him recommended for gifted. I want him in the grade he's supposed to be in. He is not at kindergarten level. And this is the reason why this letter that y'all sent home that says that he is at beginner's reading level, that can be damaging to him because that's motivation for whoever reads that to keep him at kindergarten level. He's at first grade. After this summer, Kai's supposed to be going to the second grade, not just leaving kindergarten to go to the first grade. So that's what that phone call was about. So I'll be over there Tuesday, 9:30, to talk with the principal and his teacher and iron out all this foolishness. We don't know which picnic them have read for them. I actually went over there with a book. And all I wanted to do was for them to go get my child out of his class, bring him up here, and have him read in front of me. And then I want you to look at me and tell me that, oh, he reads at a beginner's level. Because I'm pretty sure none of them damn kindergarten kids in his class can read like he can read, you know? But I saw them do your picnic them. Dentist say, I'm sorry, they know. Hold on there. Where's the dentist? I'm sorry, they know he's from a foreigner background. So that is what they do. Try to give your kids grades below. They tried that with most of my family and it never worked. Well, yeah, they got the right one because it's not going to pass with me. Family, stay engaged with your children while they attend school. I had cut out a pinkster when my kiddos was in elementary school because helicopter parent, that's what you're supposed to be. That's your kids. Bro, the status quo here, black people, dunce, Jaja is worse in the workplace, especially if you're given ideas or running the company. Absolutely. And that's exactly what they're trying to perpetuate when it comes to my kids. And I'm not having it. Not having it. But they have older siblings, and I've been down that road before. So I've been around that circle already. So here we go again. Here we go again. Let me test him out. They're setting your child back. He is bored. Please fight for your child. I absolutely will. You know what? RN, Har, they know we're not dumb. They want us to believe that we are dumb. That's why they keep doing that. Write reports where you're at a beginner's reading level, rank you lower than everybody else on purpose. But we're not falling for that though. One thing with Jamaica, no holding back in both education and sports. They can't do it. They can't do it. Anyway, who is not a foreigner's background in that America, if you know how the native indigenous and Americans are treated, their native tongue was literally beaten out of them. Bob Cosmic, we're not going to talk about that. Native American, good for them. Our tongue was beaten out of us too. Anyhow, let's get on with the squash thing, right? We're going to start with the squash thing. We're going to end with the Donald Trump tariff thing. I saw a headline yesterday that says Donald Trump slaps 10% tariff on goods imported from Jamaica, which is going to make it really bad for Jamaica and Jamaicans. So we're going to talk about that because it's not just Jamaica, it's the entire Caribbean. Right up our alley. But let's talk about squash first. Dancehall entertainer Squash. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Soflo. How are you?
I'm good, family. How you doing?
Good, good, good. Oh, my name is Ann,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm calling from New York. I live in New York City,
Okay.
and I watch your show every morning. I'm not a member yet. I'm about to become a member,
Awesome.
but I love your show. You're doing an awesome, 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 awesome job.
Thank you.
Okay, and then you continue your blessings.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I want to tell you quick on that what you was talking about with your son with
Mm-hmm.
school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what they do in America. Okay, the lady that one of the lady that said in the chat about Caribbean kids,
Mm-hmm.
they do that. And I'm gonna tell you, when I came up here from Guyana, because I'm Guyanese from Guyana,
Mm-hmm.
and I was born in Guyana. When I came up here like I was 10 and a half. I was supposed to be in I think the fifth grade or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they actually put me back in the fourth grade. Okay. When I came up here, I sat common entrance in Guyana and I passed it.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to leave. Me, my mother, my brother, my sister, and stuff. So,
Right. Right.
I couldn't stay in common entrance. Okay. So the work is different how they do it here than they do it in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I didn't belong in the fourth grade. And they kept insisting that I stay in the fourth grade because I was just, my reading level was ridiculous compared to the kids here in the class that I was in,
Mm-hmm.
the work that I was doing. And the teachers, they was like, oh my God, my mother was like, wait a minute, hold on a second. I know I'm in America. I know things is different, whatever, but my child don't belong in this grade.
Right.
And she fought. My mother fought until they put me in the fifth grade where I belong. And she'd have to fight for that because they
Right.
kept insisting that I belonged in the fourth grade, which I was way above the fourth grade. I was supposed to be in the fifth grade.
Okay. Here's the
Yeah.
thing though. My
So,
children are born and raised here, or being raised here, so they never went to any
okay.
place else for schooling or anything else. So, I can relate to
Yeah,
your story though, but when
yeah.
I came here, I got put a grade higher than what I was in Jamaica. So I mean, it happens to
Mm-hmm.
some people, it don't happen to some, but this
Yeah.
whole stigma about black kids,
Yes.
period, being
Yes.
slower
Yes.
or less
Yes.
intellectually inclined than whites and others
Yes.
is a serious thing,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
It
they'll
is. It
perpetuate that
is.
onto your
It is.
kids. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So
I'm staying on
parents
top
have
of
to, you
it.
have to stand by your kids,
Yeah,
go up to the school, and do what you got to do.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
And I'm on it.
Okay.
I'm on it.
All right. Okay. Enjoy talking to you,
All right,
and have
family.
a beautiful day.
I
Okay.
appreciate you and you too.
Okay. All
Bye bye.
righty. One love.
All right. You see you. Dinty. Dinty. We're gonna go into the story right now. No more turning back, no more phone calls or nothing. Facts don't lie, people do. Says fun fact. Black people not only build the world with our bare hands, get beaten when we hungry and tired. We arrived 99.9%. We invented 99.9% of everything we use in the world. Yeah, so nobody can tell us that you're dumb, right? All right, let's get into our story now. So, dancehall artist Squash, as you all know, had gotten into a bit of trouble in the United States of America. Squash is one of the more prominent dancehall artist names out there, big songs playing everywhere kind of thing. Yeah. And looks to be more financially endowed than most of the others. Let's put it out there as it is. Saying whole heap of badness back of that as it is perpetuated or insinuated or I don't know if I acting or if a real thing. Anyway, Squash was in court on the 2nd of this month following up his arrest a couple of weeks prior, where he was first in a local jail in Miami, then he posted bail, and then he was picked up by ICE immigration, and then he was at Chrome Detention Center with ICE immigration, and then the feds came and picked him up from ICE, and now he is in a federal holding in Miami, Florida. He went to court yesterday, on the 2nd. Today is the 4th. So the 2nd. And that was his arraignment. At an arraignment is where you hear exactly what you will be charged for and how much time you're looking at, and you get a chance to plead guilty or not guilty. You also get a chance to decide if you want to be tried by a judge or a jury. Two things Squash did on the 2nd. He pled not guilty. We're going to get into the details. He pled not guilty, and he also requested to be tried by a jury. A jury trial, pleading not guilty. His immigration status is neither here nor there. And let's make that clear. Neither here nor there means he is neither a citizen nor a permanent resident. He has an open immigration case before the immigration courts in the US. So to backtrack a little bit for those of you who don't know, as a prominent entertainer out of Jamaica, he secured a visa to come to the United States of America to do a couple of shows. Once he got to the United States of America, he decided he was not going to go back to Jamaica. Instead, he would file a case with the immigration in the United States of America to stay here. He was picked up by immigration before. That was under Biden. And he was held at Chrome Detention Center before. And back then, a lot of people was like, yes, immigration have him. Them are going to dip him, send him come back to Jamaica. And he got let go. He got put on immigration probation, which means he has a date there. He has to report to a check-in and all that other stuff. So while he was doing that and waiting for his case to be called forward, a couple of weeks ago, he got caught up where in a situation where this is how it was reported. The FBI said that they were conducting a sting operation, surveillance operation on a particular individual. Squash was not that individual. It is so happened that he walks into a FBI surveillance setup. The person they were watching they observed that individual give Squash a gun. Or, in their words, they said they observed that individual hand Squash a black object, which they believe to be the gun. You know, when them a watch you from a distance like this, and them zero in, you know, them catch the person identity that was driving the car that Squash was riding in, and they run his identity and saw his full name, address, and the fact that where he is in the system, his driver's license is suspended. So they said, aha, he's sitting behind the wheel of a car driving. He has a suspended license. So the FBI agents radioed to local police who manned that area and told them, hey, there's a Mercedes Benz with blah, 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 blah. Pull that Mercedes Benz over. It's a traffic infraction. And he's driving with a suspended license, right? So when they pulled them over, local police took FBI orders and pulled them over. Now, walk everybody through the story according to their paperwork. When local police took FBI orders, pulled them over, the local police now in the arrest affidavit said as they were pulling the vehicle over, they witnessed Squash pull something from his waistband and put it in the glove compartment of the car. They said when the vehicle stopped, they surrounded the vehicle, you know, them pull up, and they said to the driver, do you have anything in here illegal? Any guns, any drugs? The driver said no. Do you consent to a search? Or you mind if we look around in the vehicle a bit? The driver said, I don't mind consenting to a search. The paperwork says right when he said, right when the driver consented to the search, we went straight to the glove box because we knew it was in there. And when they opened the glove box, what they found in there was what we call a chip Glock. That is a Glock that has been modified with a chip to turn a semi-automatic weapon into a fully automatic weapon. If you ever hear somebody say, squeeze the trigger one time and race out the whole clip on you, that's exactly how it fires. For those of you who are not gun enthusiasts that don't know, it will go and race out. If it have an extended clip, you get the whole 13 or the whole however many is in that clip in like 1 second, right? It makes it very dangerous of a gun. A lot of people are going to say, not really, because it's not accurate and it won't hit. A whole heap of people get chipped up by a chip Glock. See? Or any gun that's been modified. Now, that is illegal in every state in the United States of America. Federal crime that carries a certain number of years behind bars, about 2 decades behind bars or more. This is what Squash got caught with. They also found other guns in the vehicle as well. They were arrested. Both of them were arrested, taken into custody, etc., etc. So upon searching the vehicle, they found a Glock 19 pistol that was modified with an Invisa switch plate to make that gun fire automatically, and that was reportedly seized. Then they found a Glock 35, a 40 caliber pistol with an extended magazine was found under the driver's seat as well, along with 3 loaded magazines. And the latest report does not say anything about a short barrel shotgun, which the original report did say something about a short barrel shotgun. So I don't know how that will go. I'm paying attention to everything, and I'm seeing how stories change as the case goes on, from what was found originally to what is said now that was found, etc., etc., right? All right. He goes into court at arraignment, pleads not guilty, and asks for trial by jury. Here's my take. And for those of you who had run-ins with the law before, feel free to call in and correct me if you think I'm wrong. Here's my take. What I know about the justice system here is this. I see a couple of people in our comments earlier was saying, I'm going to beat the case so flow. Watch and see. If his fingerprint is not on the gun, and what else them say? He's going to beat the case. This is going to be a sticky one. This is going to be by my calculations, this is going to be very hard to beat. Reason being, you're going to have FBI agents whose stories corroborate with local police. Two different agencies who collaborated to get you. That in itself is gonna be hard to beat, right? There should also be body cam footage. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, how are you, man?
I'm good, family. What going?
Yeah, for the work, I go and take you on. That's me.
See it.
Just jump in and give me 2 cents.
All right.
And I mean, I think you have a big enough platform. So me, I say you have to make the public announcement to all Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm.
Being in America, whether you're a citizen or a green card holder, it's your right to have a gun. You see me, I say?
You know watch that channel here?
Huh?
You know watch that channel here?
Yeah, me watch it, man. Me know say you do that, but you know you have to re-inherit the thing, you know what I mean? Because here what going on, it's sticky in a squash situation, you know, and the mere fact that that him run from Jamaica and come caught up with the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. It's a huh?
Let me get into the story, cause I'm gonna do all that. You have a right to not consent to a search and all that. We're just not get there yet. But
Man, for FBI scoop them up, man. A long time they must scope out the thing, you know?
yeah, but you still have a right to not consent to a search. You don't have to consent to any search if you don't want to. You don't have to consent to any street side interrogation. You don't have to consent to any search if you don't want to. That's a part of the law, as well as your right to bear arms. However, Squash wasn't supposed to be bearing no arms because he does not fall into any of the qualifying brackets. For instance,
Right.
in order to bear arms, you have to be a permanent resident or which is a green card holder or a citizen. He is neither of those. You see that?
Me know that. Me not talk
Right.
about
So
that case. Me just talk in general because we grow up in a Jamaica where gun only associate with badman, police, and businessman.
right.
The mindset of coming into America now, whether you're straight or not, you just want to have an arsenal of gun. You see? And I look good.
Yeah, just don't do that though. Don't do
That's
that though. So yeah, so we're gonna tell them, say don't do that. If you're here in the US and you have a case before immigration and your status is not yet defined, leave guns alone. Because you're not qualified to carry one. Leave guns alone. The law clearly says you have to be A or B. So yeah.
It thing look bad for my man.
So what you think? Alright, so if you say it look bad, that means you don't think Sam can beat that case here, not true?
That's in Ghana jury. That's
I mean, I don't want to send out bad words into the universe against the brother, but me also gonna talk it how me see it. Cause it done happen already, it's happening. Yeah, some people stay already, bro. Them talk about, some people fool already with, oh, you're saying you're call down this pan him when we are simply explaining and exploring.
Well, I'm gonna talk about my experience.
All right.
I'm go in front of the judge. I try to contest one speeding ticket before.
Mm.
See? And there was a case before mine, which is the guy that get charged with DUI.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the public prosecutor tell him say, them are go what I call it when they give you like they convict you, but they start do your time yet.
Them delay till
delay, yeah.
Delay sentence.
That's what they tell you, And right there and then, the judge say, yo, your time start right now. Officer, take him. The man in there about time out. I'm going to tell you, say, with all the documents we may have, me say, yeah, man, show the court say, yo, me did in the right array. But man, when me go in front of the judge, me lose all the taste in my voice.
You forget how to
Yeah, me I
defend
tell you.
yourself.
What you mean?
A real talk.
I tell you,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm for there, and that I just regular, I'm for there in a FBI.
yeah.
Remember,
Boy.
I see him thing with Bojo.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, look good panty in hand,
All right, we're gonna go into it now.
in a straight. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we are gonna go into it no, cause you know the details them need to be out there so everybody understand. Well, from my perspective anyway. See?
All right, my brother, go on.
All right, manners.
Ah.
Man say man I call timeout. Yo, I don't lie no. Police have a pull you over here and you start think like, what did I do? You think about a joint or you smoke like 2 years ago. You think about I wonder if something stashed in the car when me never. Yeah. Same way when you go stand up in a court in front of them people, yeah, it's like bass come out of your voice and kind of thing. Cause them can't do anything to you at this point, right? Wrongly convict you of something else you never go in there for. All kind of something. Same like one time in the hospital, me nervous cause next thing you know them gonna operate for me eye when it was supposed to be my finger. And me come out with one eye when me go in the scene good. But just afraid when time I reach in front of them people I present here, man. And it have nothing to do with brave and afraid. It just have to do with the possibilities of what could happen. You understand? Like for instance, Squash is now standing in their court. He's at their mercy. He is confined in their institution, which part them have him locked in. Them can't do anything to him right now. Them can dig up a next murder case and put it on him and say, yep, and then we caught him with this first, but then we ended up tying him to this. And you go in there for gun, and next thing you know, you serve a murder sentence. You understand? So there's always that fear of where is this going and when is this going to end kind of thing. Now, back to Squash case now. Um, he's to appear in court again on the 7th. Today is the 4th. The days are ticking. The 7th ain't far away. When he gets to court on the 7th, the judge will tell him when his trial will start. In the United States of America, just like Jamaica, trials sometimes take long to start. I was watching a documentary out of Miami, one of the worst jails in the US. That's the one that I saw the young man was driving on a suspended license, not because he did a criminal or anything. He works 2 jobs and he's between 2 full-time jobs and forgot to even celebrate his birthday and forgot to renew the tag on his car. And he got pulled over with a suspended license and they handcuffed him and brought him to the jail. When they brought him to the jail, he got his jaw broken the first 5 minutes he was placed in a cell. He's not a fighter like that, right? So they had him on an elevator, transferring him to another floor with his face wrapped up. Rough in there. Rough in there. But anyhow, uh, once Squash date is set, he'll know. So just like in Jamaica, sometimes it takes a long time for your trial date to come around, right? Because there's a backlog in the system. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I see them try people real early. And I'm like, damn, so they skip everybody else to try this person then. Versus other times where I've seen somebody's on trial for like, somebody's in jail rather for like 2-3 years, wait, or even longer, waiting on trial. How long you been in here? Man, I've been in here 5 years. 5 years in the county. Yeah, 5 years in the county. Did you go to trial yet? Nah, I'm waiting on my trial date. My honest opinion is I think this is just prolonging the inevitable. And I say this is prolonging the inevitable. It's going to be like buying time, you know? Fight it. Y'all saw the video I put up with the 2 Jamaicans that got deported. One did how many years for murder and the other one for kidnapping. Did you notice that they both tried to fight their deportation? After they were released, ICE picked them up and they were supposed to be deported and they started fighting it. So they filed or they got served while doing their time. A judge said 7 years into one of them sentence, the judge said, you will be deported back to Jamaica once you're finished serving your sentence. So right away, him file paperwork to fight his deportation. His was rejected and a deportation order was set for him. Same thing for the next one. So all that does is just buy time. And I think in Squash case, it's going to buy him some time. But that's about it. Say, for instance, if the judge says his trial date is next year, January, but in the meantime, he will. It's hard to see them releasing him on bail because, for one, it was a chip Glock. For two, his status is not clear in the country, and he shouldn't have had it. So they're probably going to say that he remains incarcerated until trial date. Now, if them give him an early trial date, they might just do that just to get all this out the way. So we don't know what's going to happen next, but we know that when he goes to court April 7th, in a few days, the judge will set the trial date then. And he'll have to just wait until him got trial then. They have to prove that the gun is his and that it wasn't already in the glove box. Lisa Boyd, absolutely. Absolutely. And we can't call the outcome, we can only guess. So if them have to prove that the gun is his, that's why the person said earlier, he might go beat it in a SouFLo, because if him fingerprint no depend on that. But remember, they already said the FBI agent story. I saw XYZ that we were watching. We saw him give him the gun. If any of that is recorded, we saw him give him the gun, or we saw him give him an object that looks like a gun. And then when we went and pulled the car over, it was the same black object we retrieved from the glove box. That's pretty sewn up right there. Okay? That's pretty sewn up right there. Usually police officers have their body cam on at these pullovers, especially if it came from an FBI agent on surveillance, a suspected gun is in the vehicle. Definitely body cam is probably going to be turned on. So I'm guessing they have body cam footage as well of their interaction with him. The part where he said him see him take it from him waist and put it in the glove box. Yeah, that could be debatable in court, but we have to wait to see what comes out. That's a good point. Did you see him take it from his waist? But the story from the FBI guy that said, we saw him get that object. So it corroborates the story of the one that says, we saw him put it in the glove box. And then when we opened the glove box, it was in the glove box. I don't see no way out of that. I don't see any way out of that. A jury trial, somebody said yesterday, he's trying to pull a ASAP Rocky. And I said, he's trying to pull a ASAP Rocky, but he don't have a Rihanna. Because everybody knows a Rihanna why ASAP Rocky got saved. Your honey boo boo baby mother, love of your life is a billionaire type of thing. They flex in a whole different circle. Kind of like what we discussed earlier upon first video, where you attach to certain people and you wield certain powers. Except Rihanna saved ASAP Rocky. Okay, ASAP Rocky was on video, gun in hand, everything. I don't know how he beat that, but hearing one of the juror members talk after, where she said he's young and he's married, he's with Rihanna. They have children together. He has a lot to lose. I was like, damn, they favored him. They favored him because of Rihanna. So in a squash case, if he might try to pull a ASAP Rocky, that's cool, but he don't have a Rihanna. He doesn't have a Rihanna. So she's an A-list celebrity. She's not only an A-list celebrity, she's at the top of A-list celebrities. You have some A-list celebrity where them are fade out. I have some A-list celebrity that are aged out and not so much in public eye. She's at the top of A-list celebrities. Young, vibrant, rich, everything. Yeah. What if there were an object already in the glove box that was not his? that's going to have to be disputed in court. The burden of proof is always on the prosecution too. You know, I guess the man say, "I take him chances." But okay, so what if he goes to court, right, and he actually beats this case? It's hard to beat the feds. It's hard to beat the feds. I'm not saying they've never been beaten, because they have, but the small percentage of people that actually are able to beat them is something else. It's hard to beat the feds. They're at a 90 something percent conviction rate, right? Hmm. If he goes to court and beat this, the only way I can see him a beat this is if it comes down to he's able to say, because the police are gonna stick to film story, I saw you remove something from your waistband and put it in the glove compartment. Now his attorney is gonna say, how the hell did you see through these tinted windows, pulling them over from behind? You saw him remove something from his waistband and put it in the glove compartment. What makes you so sure that the something that you saw was this gun? And even the FBI agent, because in their report they said an object that looks like a gun. They didn't say it was for sure a gun. They just said an object that looks like a gun. And when they opened the glove box, it was the same object that was revealed to be the black gun. You see that? Wordplay. That's why you're going to need one lawyer. That's wordplay. Because your lawyer could go in there and twist this up. Your lawyer can go in there and say, so you're not even sure, Mr. FBI agent, what you saw. You said an object that looks like a gun. Well, there are many objects around here that looks like a gun, sir. You understand? And then for the police officer, there's no way you could have definitely seen a gun from where you were pulling them over. So even if he was reaching and putting something in the glove box, when you open the glove box, what other objects were in the glove box beside the gun? The man can say, me put my ID and my wallet in there. When you open the glove box, didn't you see my ID and my wallet in there next to that gun? When I opened the glove box, I was shocked. If I'm in like squash stick, I said when I opened the glove box, I was shocked. I saw that gun in there. I was like, yo, oh damn. Test it and see if my fingerprints on it. I never touched it. All them kind of antics that can play out in the court. You know? It just depends on how good your lawyer is. It just depends on how good. That is why some lawyers are highly celebrated, because of the things they're able to do. It's not no special favors. When it comes to the law, it's about going in there and digging into the law, making them prove that what they saw is what it is. Remember, I know this is the United States of America, where police kill people already, especially black men, full him up a bullet, and then said he reached for something black and I thought it was a gun, and he died like this. And when them take it out time hand and look, it wasn't no gun, kind of thing. So there are many things around here that could have made you think that was a gun, but my client didn't have a gun, and you can't prove that he had a gun. Did you take it off his person? No. It benefits you to say you saw him put it in the glove box, but he's telling you he didn't. So it's your word against his, and I'm here to defend him. XYZ. It's gonna be something to see. It's gonna be something to see. Missy Bram Bram says it's only 180 likes, 580 people here. Hit the thumbs up button for me, please. For those who care to hit the thumbs up button. Exactly. Well paid, smart lawyers could handle that case so flow, says BM. Now, a jury is where you have a problem. A jury is where you have a problem, because this is a thing in the US. The Constitution says you should be tried by a jury of your peers, right? If I'm going to be tried by a jury of my peers, a jury of my peers would be people who are like me, of similar or aligning backgrounds and around about the same age group. That's a jury of your peers. But what I've noticed, I've seen many times where, especially black men, go to trial, and I look in the jury box and I don't even see not one black person in there. I see Asians in there. I see Hispanics in there. I see white people in there. I don't see no black people, kind of like ASAP Rocky's case. And a lot of people like Al Sharpton them started speaking up and saying, hey, we're watching y'all. I don't know what y'all trying to do, but in California, where the population is so diverse, you telling me you couldn't find some black people to put on that jury? ASAP's divergent thinker, ASAP had Asian, Hispanic, and white. Not all white. Asians, Hispanics, and white. He's not Asian, he's not Hispanic, and he's definitely not white. So how were those a jury of his peers? But them do this all the time. Now you have to think about, this is the South. I don't know if people know it, but in Florida, they could be very, very racist. The big R word, the big R monster. If you find yourself in a situation where, remember George Zimmerman, remember Trayvon Martin, remember all that stuff is Florida, right? There are pockets and places in Florida where if you end up in front of a jury of your peers that's not really your peers, you better hope that they were not raised in a certain way with a certain preconceived notion about you and your kind. Because no matter what, they could go back there. Remember, I know, once the jury finds you guilty, the judge is just going to go with that. After that comes the judge's job to sentence you. So how the jury finds you guilty is a whole thing by itself. Jury could find you guilty because you were in front of a group of people who are not really your peers and they were raised racist or they were raised with other. The first thing wife said yesterday, she said, am I going to cut off him here? Am I going to cut off him here and clean up himself for the trial? Because you and I all know, right? You go in there, your black hair sticking up like this, that, and the other. The way how Squash has his hair is how gangsters keep their hair in Miami. I'm talking about street gangsters. That stuff started from the Jamaicans and Zopound Haitians from back when. Them the dudes that wield the AK-47s and the chip Glocks and the Mac 11s and the, you know what I'm saying, the heavy artillery. So if they're those people that come from that era that look on him and automatically think, yep, he guilty. He guilty. Another one of them Jamaicans that's over here getting into. His lawyer is going to have to do a good job at presenting who his client is. My client is a very talented musician. If I was his attorney, I would be bringing in his video. Well, him can't bring in the video them unless him bring in, because enough I video them talk about guns and these things too. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hey Flo, good morning. How are you?
My day, my brother. What?
I'm there, man. You have to realize I'm not court case with there because I go all over in America. You have certain places here just definitely racist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and you said something that's very important to Flo. You said if these people are grown certain way, you're doomed.
Yes, and nobody can tell because they're a group of people that form the jury. So
Yeah.
you don't know if you're getting found guilty based on true evidence or if you're getting found guilty just based on for them personal feelings about you and their racist ideology of you and anybody like you. You know what I mean?
And because I've done this case before, and I've noticed it, and it's very clear, but enough time to go and yard and the dog. Racist as fuck. Me see what if people pass and the dog go back.
All the dog.
As soon as they pull up on Instagram,
All the dog.
Yeah, man, and the dog them racist too.
Yeah.
So Ralph the bark, the dog a bark. As me pull up and come out and me victim say this black motherfucker.
Everybody else pass and the dog don't bark.
He just sit on the same place. So,
May I tell you? May I tell you?
so how these people are raised, you're doomed sometimes. I see how they look at I'll put up places in Boston and the neighbors are mad, you know, get out of here, you're toxic, you're all that. They're crazy. I see I got pulled over by a police officer before and they're talking about my head already, you know, seat cover and all them things. What that has to do with you put it. So sometimes people, so them racist and they know how to hide it too.
Yeah, true. Very true. Them know if you hide it very good. Yeah,
So
boy,
you think, or you say squat about no stand a chance.
boy, from when me I see it, I don't think him stand a chance. I just think this is like buying extra time. However, anything can play out in court, you know. When you look, when
What
you
if
really
you
look
act
on it.
like the rainbow
Eh?
and said it?
I was so scared. I was trying to save my life, Your Honor. And these boys in here scare me. I just want to go home. Yo, me and LGB all the rest of the alphabet to rot in. Yeah,
It was sure I had a sympathy.
I was so afraid. Yeah, I forgot pick up. If I go pick up one Southern Belle accent, and can't go. And then we got a big Jamaican accent, you know. Yeah, I go pick up a Southern Belle accent, my friend.
Rather slow, me rather say, you know, change my body. Me do a whole life in work a prison.
If that could have saved you, if that could have saved you, you would have rather do life than go pretend say that.
But then, if you go do life, I see it. I mean, that's the
Well,
you
if
have
you
to
try,
fight off people for you.
yeah, if you try it and it never work, then then the rest of the man them in there go say, nah, ninja, we saw your trial. You was girly as hell. Be girly now. Be girly now. What's up? Ah! I was,
Is there
I was-
a case people where can still go and prison and say, I'm everybody have access to everything.
I saw. Then the driver said, "Officer, I was scared, scared." Yo,
All
but
right, so
my name's my brother. Yo, if a doctor get me out, you know, business when nobody wants to keep your opinion to yourself. When I try to go to prison, I'll be girly as hell. I would straight be arch when I walked up in there. Your Honor, I am not a threat to anybody. I promise you. I promise you. I can't even hurt myself. I was just scared. Out seriously. And these guys in here, they're so aggressive. Oh my gosh. All this testosterone. I'm scared for my life in here. Somebody rescue me. Then when I appear to Mr. SouFLo, we'll get back to the weapon, sir. The gun that was found in the. But I'm just telling you, Your Honor, because when all this is over, I gotta go back there. You know, you have to make your voice crack on everything, cause they have one thing when their voice crack when them attack. You know, when all this is over, I gotta go back there. I gotta be back there with them at nighttime. It's scary back there, Your Honor. I ain't trying to interrupt your courtroom or nothing. I'm just saying, I'm scared. Ah, you have to go up here soft, my friend. You can't come in your car up here like you're kunta and like you're a rebellious slave from the Jamaica plantation. One that was not broken. You better act like them did broke your back. Yeah, yo. Oh man, that's rough. That is rough. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Wayne, may I try to tell you? Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. You see it. Boy, I don't know. I think in squash case though, a good attorney. And I still think what I said before could fly. They could be lenient on him, but you know, it would have been one of them cases there where Your Honor, when my client got his visa to come to the United States of America, if you notice, the first thing he did was he went and put in paperwork to extend his time here. Or I don't know if under asylum in file or whatever, but he was trying to get away from what was happening in his own country. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Morning, so slow. Morning, family.
Morning, family. How you doing?
I swear you could have do acting. You could have done acting. I like when you did, even when you did Weekend of Us, you could have gone into acting. I swear, even this morning when I listened to your acting would have do you well.
I saw everybody. Louder, louder.
I swear, so slow. I love when you do Weekend of Us, Donald Trump.
Oh man, they hurting right now too.
You want to do good in acting.
I saw.
All right, have a good
All right, manners family. Oh, I saw. um, I do love imitation, so does it so well. I am dead and will laugh. Not true. Who else there? Squash and pumpkin, Hannah. Great goodies. Rash Jada says squash and pumpkin, a bad soup. Doesn't he have a co-defendant? You know what I think? That's another thing. Me not buy the FBI story thing. I'm not. I'm. The more I see the stories, the more me I think like this. I think somebody walked him into that. I think somebody with their road squash walk him into that. I think somebody that's close to him is working with them people and walked him into it. Now, from the brother them out there, right, we feel like you can come here, come run the road. I'm telling you, this place called America right here, so set up differently, my friend. Way differently. You understand? And everybody is a snitch. I don't give a damn who want to tell you what. Everybody is a snitch. Once them reach in one of them room there, and them here years, I just think somebody walked them into this. You said the driver, and him must have, okay, so now him must have tell the driver, say, carry me go around and so, and carry me go over here, so, and carry me go over there, so. I don't know if I driver. I don't know if it's the driver. So somebody also said, stop talking foolishness because my cousin is the driver of that car. And take this with a grain of salt, because remember, on social media, everybody is something that you don't know if them it that or not in real life. So somebody left a comment that said, stop talking foolishness about my cousin. Them said, stop talking shit about my cousin, because my cousin is the one that was driving the car that got arrested with squash, and he is not charged with anything. Squash already owned up to all the guns. So yesterday, when I saw the paperwork that says he pled not guilty, it made me know that that person there who left the comment that was talking foolishness, right? Because he wouldn't have pled not guilty if he owned up to all the guns. Where is the other person? In the affidavit paperwork yesterday, it said him, Squash, and his co-defendant were further remanded, which means they both went back to lockup. So that means that he's still there and he's still standing by on charges. Else them would have let him go already. Because that's how the law goes, right? If we get pulled over and there's 3-4 guns in the car and me and you in the car, if I say to the police that I only own this one, I'll own up to mine. And I say, Jojo, you better own yours. You know what I'm saying? I'm owning this one. They're going to charge you with something too. But if me go up to them and say, the driver didn't know those were in here, all those are mine. You know what I'm saying? I stashed them in different places in the car. They mine. They'll let you go. They'll let you go. So the fact that he's still there with Squash tells me him charged with something, and him have to go prove him innocence too. Now it could be a case of them just holding him until. Sometimes you do say that to them. They don't just let the other person go just like that. They could say, we have reason to believe that you just trying to take all the charges so your friend could get let go. But where we found one of these guns tells us that he was also in possession of a gun. There's something in the law, I forgot what it's called. I wish we had an attorney in here with us this morning. But say, for instance, if you were sitting on the seat where under your seat directly there was one found, right? It would be hard to say that one belongs to the driver. But if they found one in the driver's side door or under the driver's seat where the driver was sitting, it's hard for the driver to say that that was yours. So even if you want to own all of them in the car, the driver was in possession of the one that he was sitting on. That kind of stuff. So all that are going to play, and it's going to take an attorney who knows the law. Now the question is, people are asking Squash have the money. Because money do it. And the thing about this also is you can either pay a little bit of money because that's what you have and get one of them lean boot heel lawyer there where you know so you're gonna do some time, or you have the type of money where your lawyer drives one of the latest Porsche trucks or he rolls in a Rolls Royce kind of thing, and you know say even the court system knows him. When he comes in here, he squash cases kind of thing. If you get one of them high reputation lawyers there that rolls in the dough, he gonna have to be rolling in some of your dough, but you're gonna have the dough to pay him in order to get that. You know what I mean? So it depends. Forensic evidence also plays a role, such as fingerprint. Yeah, but remember this though. I could handle a gun and not leave any fingerprint on it though. And the state will argue that too in the court. He could handle a gun. Was the gun in a holster? Is the holster a cloth holster? So if part of the gun was in a holster and he was handling it by the cloth part of the holster, like I have a holster that's made of a cloth kind of material. It's a tough material, but it's still cloth. It's not going to leave my fingerprint on there if I'm handling it by that part. You know what I'm saying? Right. So all that are going to come in play. And lean boot, yeah, the lean booty liar them. When you know the one that will come in where him shirt don't tuck in or him pants or nothing, and him look like he been drinking all night and him just run come a court just to do your case. The the lean booty liar, when you look down for him shoes, him have on some old sneakers, but him have on one tie. Him just look frig up, not well put together. Them liar they come cheap, but you gonna do some time. You might not, unless him get like a Saul, Better Call Saul. Bus bench lawyers, cop charge everybody. If a man say it's his gun. Yeah, that's what I say, babe. Them better call Saul, and Saul do all illegal things for win film case them. So let's see one of them there. You know, Squash Mom said, well, it was reported, because me never see her say. It was reported that she said in an interview that well, it's better, you know, when asked about his situation and stuff, she said better him there prison than there in a coffin. And I saw a lot of comments of people saying bad things about what she said. And I'm like, what one woman for say, our son, a big man, you know, is not a baby, you know, him in them 30s, him there all the way a foreign, she there Jamaica. What y'all want her to say? Y'all want her to say him should have dead? Is our son, no matter what bad him do. Just like how some of no woman, no matter what bad you do, she will always act like you never did it, right? So I don't understand what the cuss out to that woman was for either. Them cuss all me out. Say me a defend criminal and me love the badness. But I'm just into fairness. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, so for afternoon.
Afternoon or morning, family, whichever part of the world you're there. What go on?
Okay, then me I get a feedback though, me I hear myself.
Me hope you hear yourself, because if you not hear yourself, you're deaf. But we are here, you're good, man.
Okay. Me want to divert ask one question.
Mm-hmm.
You think you have bias in you?
if me think me have bias in me,
Yeah.
every human being have bias in them. Yeah.
Okay. That's true. Cause me have it too.
Mm-hmm. Now why you ask
The
me that
one
now?
that no. Me just want to make it clear.
Me have
But
bias
me
in me,
want
but it not
diverse.
pertain to everything. So me want to know why you ask me that.
Yeah, man. The reason why they ask you that.
Mm-hmm.
This a Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I think me want to really talk about.
Oh God.
This a Vegas sound like
All right,
him
listen,
not no
listen.
bias in him.
Hold on there, hold on there. We have a thing over here, so we call you have to call on topic. And you see true, we done go through that already. The
Yeah.
audience now gonna ride with that because you gonna carry it, go back to something where we done go through already. So here what we are gonna do. We have a next rule
Yeah.
now where we give you 60 seconds to clear up where you gonna say.
Yeah, man. All right. 60 seconds.
60
Let me use my
seconds.
60 seconds.
Yes, go.
Me hear this man make a speech. Say, use them both to call the money a lot. I mean,
So,
you no black and no body in the way. The man say use them both to call it $10 million a lot.
12 million. If you just call it a loss and done.
Call it a lot. Just because this man has separate late for government and the man losing money and I need that government. The man say man to call it $10 million a lot.
So. Well,
And this man sound like he not no bias name.
Vegas.
This man sound like he not no bias name.
Vegas said, both for just call the money they are lost and done.
Call it $10 million a lot. He go as far as said, lose the boat, no broke. You hear what the man say, man, money, man? I like your brother, but that's still big up.
All right, my brother, manners. Me like how you use your minute though. Me like how you use your minute though. Big up yourself, manners. That a whole other topic though. Me never know say if said that though. You know, remember, you know, everybody call and say all of them say the next thing you ask them, where you hear him say that from? Somebody did tell me so. So me not jump on it until me hear it. So if you have a link to where he said it, you can send me there so I can see in what context he said that. You know what I mean? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hi, SouFLo. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, family. How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, just what that caller just said. A couple months ago, that's what Megan said because I heard it on YouTube. Well, I don't remember where, but it was on YouTube. And what pissed me off is when he said that usage should come out of retirement and go back around or go keep some big concert and get back in money.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He did say that.
You know what? I'm gonna search. For you.
Yeah, you can search for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna search for it.
Because I don't remember where I said, but it was on YouTube.
All right.
Okay.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, man, you're welcome.
That's a bit disrespectful, isn't it? All right, so back to the topic. No, the topic not change. We're still upon the topic BM, but you have to go contribute to the topic now. Since you want to stay upon the topic. So contribute to the topic now. By show of hands, do you think that squash is going to beat this case? Or do you think that this case is wrapped up and done already? Baby, I cook something? Yeah. Me know me hungry, see? Me soon come off of this here. Because I have to go pick up Milani. I am going straight to prison, cell block, cell block 1. Somebody say I'm going straight to prison, cell block 1. Could it be that the artist chose a jury trial because he might get a jury panel who deliberates on guilty without any reasonable doubt? Well, Boss Thomas, you don't, that's the gamble. That's the gamble. You don't get to say who the jurors are that you're going to get. You know, when jury selection happens, you have prosecution and you have defense. Prosecution and defense both vet the people them with their own line of questioning, right? They have to make sure say they're not putting anybody on the jury that is hard lined against. I'll give you an example. They got to make sure there's somebody here who is not hardlined against immigration and immigrants, Jamaica specifically, etc. Because if you get one jury member that's up there that says, "I friggin' hate them damn Jamaicans. I hate everything about them." That jury member, they are going there with them ears locked. They don't want to hear nothing else. You're guilty from morning because you're a Jamaican. So they will take them through that phase in order to pick the jury. What I do know is that in the US, anytime you buck the state and you take them to court to trial instead of them give you a chance to plead guilty or never plead guilty, they say they have enough to convict you. Just don't make them convict you on it, because if they convict you on it, they're going to do the most with you. And they're going to do the most with you because you buck the system. You tried to get one over on us, huh? You know, you should have just pled guilty from the beginning, but you didn't. So now we had to go spend taxpayers' money and get lawyers to come fight your lawyers. Now we had to go set court date and wait for court date and sit here with the judge. Everybody got to get paid. Now we have to go formulate a jury of 12 and have all these people take time off and be sequestered and all this stuff. Now you take us down this road to prove innocence, knowing you're damn well guilty. Okay, you got found guilty. Watch this. And they'll try to throw the book at you. So it's a big gamble. It's a big gamble. My question to all of you is this: do you believe that he is innocent? He said not guilty. So do you believe his plea of not guilty? Or are you sitting here saying, boy, based on everything me hear him guilty? It's the feds. 98% conviction rate, Maji. He might could get off on an appeal, but that take few years after, says Tony Peters. That is exactly what I was saying earlier, Tony. May I say, are the feds. And the small percentage of people will beat the feds. God bless them, because everybody else get convicted. You know, even those who are able to get off an appeal years later, them still get true, but the feds don't play. And now you must do your full sentence. Right. Did Bol tell Andrew he was going to invest? Blah blah blah. How can you not guilty if they found the gun with you? Dainty says. I believe that he believes he's Paulette. I know if we put in the boot, you know, so I know if we put it a bun. Me have to laugh, you know. Paulette and the best answer that Mr. So far, you know. Paulette Bailey said, I believe he believes he's not guilty. Why? You have to believe, you know. I believe I can fly. Jump off a building, then no, I see if I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Remember that? Yeah, man. Just like when I took my $300 traffic ticket to court, but then the government said I have to pay $550 for the trial. Yep. Win court. Yep. Anytime you take them to court and you end up losing, they swing it all at you. You get the whole kitchen plus the kitchen sink, everything in there. But if you had pled guilty, now if he plead guilty earlier, they would have been like, okay, we accept that, you know, he's accepting responsibility. Take this into consideration at your sentencing, Judge XYZ. The last part of this is this, because we have about 10 minutes more after this to get into the Donald Trump tariff stuff. The last part of this is this: will he be deported? Or will he be able to beat the deportation part of this? Or is this an automatic deportation for him? When course at least he's fighting. FBI credibility is very high. BM say might get deported, but at least he's fighting, Wayne says. British Jamaican girl says, but didn't he have the holster on him? Yes, British Jamaican girl. That's another thing. Thank you. That's why I love when we talk as a group. So British Jamaican girl just brought up a very important point. In the affidavit, it says he had the holster still attached to his waist. and the gun that they took out of the glove compartment fits perfectly into the holster that was still attached to his waist. Ah, Cartagena Empress. El Salvador. El Salvador for him. What a would a bomba clot. No, y'all must remember, we are laugh, but this could be very, very real. El Salvador, because this is what Donald Trump said. El Salvador is not just for those who he deem as criminal migrants who shouldn't be here, etc. But if you think about it, Squash fit right into that. If they're going to do time in if they're found guilty of crimes in the U.S., Trump don't even want you to be doing time on U.S. soil. And that's the deal that was worked out with El Salvador. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Oh, you're gone. So yeah, what a Ross. El Salvador. We not saying would have come back a changed man. He will come back a changed man. If he come back. If he come back, yeah, if you think about it, Donald Trump said he does not want immigrants who their status aren't clear. Ross, he's even trying to send Americans who are born and raised in America. If you get a lengthy prison sentence and if your crime was serious that you are convicted of, he wants you to do time over there, not here in the US. That's one that he's being fought tooth and nail with in the courts. That's considered a constitutional violation, you know. Then can't get him back. But he was a naturalized citizen. I'm a green card holder, I think. I think him is a green card holder. One of the guys them that they sent over there, them realized he wasn't no gang member and his paperwork is straight. He's a green card holder. And end up at El Salvador with the rest of them. And they're trying to get him back. They're saying they can't get him back. So change from squash to pumpkin. Rash Jada say, oh, change from squash to pumpkin. You know, I've been over here so long. Come back and talk like Michael Jackson to Ross. Every bass out of your voice gone. I've been over here so long. You see what they feed them over there? Do y'all see what they feed them? No, sir. There's something that would have mad me. They can get him back, but he chooses not to. The guy who they sent over there, they can't get him back. They're trying to get him back. Why would he choose not to? He got his wife and stuff here. They accidentally sent him to El Salvador, shaved the man head on everything. He want to come back, man. Why would you want to stay over there? Anyhow, the last part on the squash thing is they put out a report that he's illegally staying in the country. That is inaccurate. And this is big Jamaica star. You're not considered illegal in the country if you came in through legal means and then put in a packet to immigration and you were given probation, right? You're here legally. You're just out of status. You don't have no defined status yet. That is the position that Squash is in. He's not here illegally. He never jumped the border. He didn't come in, snuck in somebody's suitcase or nothing. He came in perfectly legally. And before his time could expire, he had put in a packet to immigration. So they gave him that. In the day illegally. Anyhow, just clearing that up. I'm going to say this again. I always wish the best for my people. So anytime people, you know, one and two stragglers may come in our comment section and try class we as criminal sympathizers and Somebody said yesterday, I said when I started the video, I said, I always wish the best for my brothers and sisters. The person said, yeah, we are watching for years now, you know. You only wish the best for people who aligned with such man. In other words, he was saying, I only wish the best for people who are aligned with Vibes Cartel, which is as bullshit as it gets because I've always only wished the best for all of us. Even the ones who are doing wrong. Me just pray say you top do the wrong and find the right way. Now, for those of you who want to play gangster and do gangster life, I've always said this also, that when you have accepted that that comes with it, kind of think me don't know one and two my dog, you know, when I talk, you know, me say, you know, bro, like, and them I say, well, Flo, you know, me I say, that's my thing there. So, all right, it come with early death, it come with long prison sentence, it come with being away from your family, it come with, you know, forget dying, gunshot catch your spinal cord and you're in a wheelchair, paralyzed from your neck down, and you have to go live the next 20, 30 years like that. It comes with all that. If any of those things happen to you and you're one of those person who accepted from the beginning that that's that I never want no talk, I don't shed no tears for you though. Because as a grown man, me know say that you accept. And I always equate that to a person going off, joining the military, saying, send me infantry. And everybody I tell you say, you know, say infantry soldier go war though. You know, say front line them they do. And you say, yeah, that's what I want. Okay, you're a grown man, you make grown man decision. So it have consequences will come with it. When more you want here, me still don't hope say you're dead. I'm still not over here like, well, I hope when them send him go over there, I go dead. You know, I'm not one of them kind of people, so I don't care how much they try to make me one of them kind of people. I'm not you. Me not sit down on my yard and pray a bad prayer for nobody. In Squash case, I hope the best for him. And I wish him all the best in his situation. And like I said in the video yesterday, no matter what we say here, it won't change what the course of action and the outcome is in his case. We just a talk, right? We just a talk because he's squash. He's popular within our culture. Him a one a we. That's it. You know what I mean? So we support gunman and we like people, we kill people. Some people just go overboard, boy, for no reason. I don't know why. Eh?
They are weird.
Yeah, them super weird.
You talked about that when mobile money get take away from by
Me talk about that.
when Dante get enough on here, you talk about that too.
But then I see none of that, right?
You only talk about people aligned with cartel.
Yeah, me only wish the best for people who are aligned with cartel. Which, you know, people are gonna always come in the comment section and come say them little foolishness. But none of them can show me a video where I've ever, and this is to my testament. Over well, we're approached 5,000 videos now on YouTube, and not one of the 5,000 videos have me ever wishing anybody the worst. Because I'm not that kind of person. Even when I was a different person and a worse person than a version of myself. No, me still never did stay so back then. Because it was never a thing for me. You know what I mean? Infantry, no sir, so floor. You're braver than me. Me a turn in the kitchen and peel. Me a turn in the kitchen and peel Irish potatoes. Then you gotta go as a cook, which is cool. It's cool. All right. Make we use the last 10 minutes now and talk about Trump. See, we're gonna stay close to the squash thing. On the 7th, be prepared to hear an update. We will know then when his when his trial begins, and then we can talk some more about that. Donald Trump now with theme tariffs. Mr. Trump has said that the nations have ripped off the United States of America for decades, and his tariffs are designed to make America wealthy again. He has claimed that making it more expensive to import goods into America will mean more products will be made inside of this country. Additionally, it is hoped that the measures will raise trillions of dollars that can help pay for deep tax cuts. Well, this is what economists, experts have said. They predicted that by their calculations, Americans will be paying $6 trillion for Trump's tariffs, the largest tax hike in U.S. history. Out of Jamaica news, Jamaica goods entering U.S. now face a 10% tariff. To be fair and not biased, because I aim to do that, there's a part where Donald Trump said, well, we're just doing to them what they've always done to us. And he has always wondered why the other presidents didn't do the same. So I went and looked it up. And you can go to, let me tell you where to go. Go to New York Post, because this long. Trump slaps at least 10% tariff on almost all imports in declaration of economic independence. That's the headline, and you can go to the NewYorkPost.com. The reason why I'm sending you there is so you can actually see the charts. The charts will show you how much tariff these countries have always charged the US and how much tariff the US is charging them now, right? So there is some truth to this. Some of these countries were charging the US a hefty amount of tariff to get their goods into that country. And now Trump is saying, well, if you charge me this much, I charge you that much. It's called reciprocal taxes. See? So that's where it's at. Now, back to Jamaica news. Exports from Jamaica to the United States will now attract a 10% tariff as US President Donald Trump on Wednesday imposed charges on imports to the North American country from other countries around the world. The White House listed the tariff on Jamaica as reciprocal in response to a 10% tariff that Jamaica imposes on goods that are imported into the island of Jamaica from the US. So you see, the US, Jamaica did have them 10% already on American goods coming in. So Trump said, okay, we're going to put 10% on your goods coming back in too. Caribbean neighbors Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis are among others that have been slapped with the same 10% tariff. Speaking in the White House Rose Garden against a backdrop of US flags, Trump slapped the most stinging tariffs on China and on the European Union on what he calls for them Liberation Day. For decades, he said, our country has been looted, pillaged, raped, and plundered by nations near and far, both our friends and our foes alike. Trump reserved some of the heaviest blows for what he called the nations that treat us badly, quote unquote, including a 34% on goods from superpower rival China, a 20% on key ally, the European Union, and 24% on Japan. But the 78-year-old Republican Donald Trump, who held up a chart with a list of levies, said that he was very kind and so was only imposing half the amount that those countries tax US for their imports. For the rest, Trump said that he would impose a baseline tariff of 10%, including Britain. An audience of cabinet members as well as workers in hard hats from industries including steel to oil to gas, they whooped and jeered and hollered and cheered as Trump said that the tariff would make America wealthy again. This is Liberation Day, he said, adding that it would forever be remembered as the day that American industry was born, the day America's destiny was reclaimed. Sweeping auto tariffs of 25% that Trump announced last week are also due to take effect at 12:01 a.m. on Thursday. That's yesterday, I guess. So those are already gone into effect. a 24% increase in your car prices. For those of you who are into buying new cars and whatever, I know we can't buy yellow yam, and the Jamaican restaurant them just got more expensive, and lots going out of business. That's where we're gonna be hit at Wayne Core. And big up to the Jamaican them who get them little blouse and skirt paper and them little blue book and them they are foreign and them decide say, you know, this is where they're going to cast their vote at. This is how it trickles back down again. More things are happening. See? And you didn't think this far ahead, but this is how it's trickling back down. If you read Wayne Core's comment, the man said, I know me can't buy yellow yam, and the Jamaican restaurant just got more expensive and lots going out of business. That's what the end result is going to be for those who can't stay afloat. So it's gonna look like this. Your regular plate of oxtail is probably going to be $35 to $40 now, babe. Yeah, and then probably have to go lay off some of the people that work at the places that are owned by us, especially those who depend heavily on products coming in from Jamaica. Or they might just serve your kangaroo tail instead, and it's cheaper, or something else instead, and you have to go yam that. Instead of get goat meat, you have to go get sheep or something else that we them have that's in the US and readily more available where kind of come in like goat kind of something. They're gonna have to cut corners somewhere because the money I got rough. In Maryland, they already selling a plate of oxtail for 30 for $35 to $40. You know what that means? For the brothers them who are dating, if she said oxtail, just know the panty have to come off. Yeah. That's how we were back in the day when it was seafood. Girl said she want to go eat, you say okay. And as the man, you're paying. But anyhow, she says steak and lobster. She knows a baggy of a shift. Or we stay down here, so and we can do Taco Bell and we can do any other local. So oxtail just went on the chart where baggy of a shift. That's a baggy shifter price range right there. No make her belly long neither and she want to try out this and that and the other. Because if one plate alone is $40. Have you realized that the Jamaican restaurants got rid of their illegal workers? Yeah, divergent thinker. Have I realized that the Jamaican restaurants got rid of their illegal workers? Well, let me answer you clearly. I have not been taking a poll, sir. I have not been going around surveying Jamaican restaurants to see if they had illegal workers that they had to get rid of. So I can't answer that question at all. And the Jamaican restaurant them that I go to, me still see the same people them working there, like Dutch Pot and these places. So me no know. Matter of fact, I'm due at Dutch Pot for my cow skin and broad beans. So me no know what you talk about that part there. I know that a lot of other restaurants, like Hispanic restaurants, have said, and white people with their restaurants, Italians and whoever else, have said that they are teetering on going out of business because they can't find help ever since this happened. There are large fines to be paid by these companies if they find that you are hiring illegals, and you could also lose your business license. So it's pretty risky. And then you're going to have to pay people now according to let's be honest, the average person who has all their papers and are perfectly legal here, they don't want to be caught in the back of a restaurant washing dishes unless you're making it worth their while financially. So the kind of money that not just illegal, but people who just come to this country, don't have any skills, don't have any higher education, and are looking for ways to help their family, they'll take those jobs, and those will be their start out and stepping stone jobs. So it's an ever revolving door, and not just Jamaican restaurants. But I'm expecting that if you were hired in a Jamaican restaurant and you're illegal, then this is a time where you should be running away from the restaurant, because those are the places that they are looking for you and probably will find you. And don't make no mistake about it, they are looking for you in these restaurants because they're well aware what goes on there. You know, you have a little virgin who come from Jamaica and him now no papers and him a overstay. Him say him now go back a yard. Somebody say make me link my virgin have a restaurant. You're going through the back door every day, you're standing at the back. You are the person who season up the meat, you are the person who clean the floor, you wash the scrape the bun out of the pot them, all that and them give a little money under the table and that's your income. They're perfectly aware of all that. Why? Because they do it too. They do it, and not just Jamaican or black restaurant do it. Everybody has a pipeline from their country straight to these restaurants. Italians for the Italian restaurant, Haitians for them Haitian restaurant, Jamaica for them Jamaican restaurant, Mexico for the Mexican restaurants them. You understand? So it's not just Jamaica alone. So all these restaurant workers are running who are illegal, as they should, or get caught. You reach back for the boats, fall up a fear and send it up there. I saw. Thinking like a criminal, we are saying everything that boss want to hear. What's the end result? Do you see it? Thinking like a criminal, we are saying everything that boss want to hear. We are saying everything that they know already. I don't know why y'all think we don't have no secrets. When it comes to stuff like that, we don't have any secrets. So we can stop pretending like they don't know. I'm telling you, they know because they do it too. It's a set of people, you know, where they will call out for immigration, mass deportation, and if you check their houses, their nannies are illegal. And she'll go stay there and raise them picnic. Don't worry, Maria. You know, don't worry, Maria. We'll keep you safe. Senor, will you keep me safe? Don't worry, Maria. We'll keep you safe. Just keep on cleaning the mansion and taking care of the kids. You know, as long as you don't go outside, you're all right. They do the same thing. Last call for the morning and we're out of here. Make it quick for me, please. I have 3 minutes.
So,
Yes, family.
you talk about around them. You know, some of the farms.
Hold on there. Your phone broke up, man. May I tell you, make it 3 minutes at the most because I have to go and I can't hear you.
You can't hear me now?
Yeah, we can't hear you
Okay.
now.
The club them like in Fort Lauderdale and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
The reggae dance club them.
Mm-hmm.
The know say them empty now. A lot of the people them we needed know, we used to come regular.
Yeah.
It's like nobody now come out no more.
Yeah.
Because those are the places that ICE attack the most.
Yes.
When you come to like your people and Jamaican people.
Yes.
Yeah, that they are noticed.
That's fact.
So then the bar now make no money.
Mm-hmm.
The musician them now make no money. So like no me the on strike, cause me not gonna make no money doing singing or whatever.
All right. So it trickles all the way back, my friend.
Right.
Right.
That me didn't want to say.
All
Take
right.
care.
Big up yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for finishing up that for me. I have to go. Duty calls. I appreciate every one of you tuning in here. Again, that is Marie's Message 411 TV, our fellow content creator sister. Go over to her channel, click the button, you know, subscribe, share the love. Same thing for Lovely and Neka. I didn't see her in here this morning. Do the same there as well. Listen, we not talking nothing that is no big secret. Even before Donald Trump, way back when, they had the paddy wagon. They used to pull up the paddy wagon to the back of Jamaican clubs or Caribbean clubs and open the door of the paddy wagon. And then they would go through the front door. And everybody will run through the back door, run straight into the paddy wagon, and then close the door. And if you want to come out the front, you had to show documents that you were here legally. Please believe that that's exactly what's happening right now. So if you're not straight here and you're taking your chances, going out to your same regular places, your restaurants, your clubs, your concerts or whatever, then it's just a matter of time before them scoop you up too. I'm not telling nobody to run. I'm not encouraging illegal immigration. I'm just telling you what is happening, right? All right. With that said, manners and respect to each and every one of you tuning in. It's the weekend. Go out there and have yourself a beautiful weekend. My grandmother said, be good. But if you can't be good, be careful. But it's best to be good. And my grandfather, Mas Cleavy, said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare me life. Knowing that we are not in control of this thing here. can well go sleep tonight and don't wake up. So many others have. So we give thanks that we are here still. All right. Give thanks. Go with God. And I'll see you later on another video. I'm out. Peace.